So, what's up, Chris? I know it's been a while since we talked. How's everything going?
Hey, how's it going? Everything is good here. Really busy. Excited to be on the show.
Awesome, man. Dude, happy to have you back on. So, you're making a movie, man. How exciting is that?
It's super exciting. If I don't seem as excited right now, I've been like every single day for the past 2 months. It took me like a few weeks just to realize that this is real and it wasn't just some crazy dream I was having. I mean, it just doesn't happen that you're making a major motion picture. And let me just like clarify, it's not like a YouTube video that I make in my backyard with a bunch of friends. This is like a major motion picture, so it's super exciting.
Right, right. Yeah, it's a legit movie. So, for the people that are just tuning in that may not be aware of this, Chris is making a movie which he'll talk more about in a second. But I just want to quickly mention that he has a Kickstarter going to raise money for this movie. So I'm going to have all that linked up either in the show notes on my website or in the description down below in the YouTube video. But yeah, Chris, did you want to tell us more about this movie, like how you came about, creating it? Tell us a little bit more about that.
All right. Well, so as you know, I have a YouTube show called The Vegan Zombie that I've been doing for almost 10 years now. And that came about because I wrote a script for a movie. Now, at the time, I before I wrote the script, I was hating my job, and I was really going nowhere with it. I mean, for me, I was making money, but it wasn't satisfying to me, and I didn't like my everyday life because of my work. So I started thinking like I can't like retire on this, in 20, 30 years and this be it. What do I love? What can I wake up every day to have passion for and feel good about? So I just started thinking about things that I really love, and that was very easy. I came up with film because I've always liked making film ever since I was a little kid. I love the horror genre. For some reason, I just love horror, and I've been vegan for over half my life. So I took those three elements and I kind of meshed them together, and I started brainstorming. And it wasn't long before I came up with the concept of a zombie movie where the infection was through the meat and dairy. I went home and I started writing a script for that. And I really don't like writing, but once I started writing this, I was like in the zone. And I took, a couple days to write a script. And I was very excited to do this movie, but I knew that I didn't have the means to make the movie the way I wanted. I wanted this to be like as high quality movie as I could, very low budget. So I decided at that point that I would start a YouTube show. And at the time, there were really no vegan channels and there were no cooking channels. So I said, why don't I make a vegan cooking show that's set in a zombie apocalypse? I can share my vegan recipes and promote veganism, but at the same time learn how to make movies a little bit better, editing, lighting, directing, visual and special effects, all of that. And that's what I started doing, and I've been doing it like that for almost 10 years now. So that's how the script came about. It was 2 months ago that one of my longtime followers reached out to me, and she said, I've been following you for a long time. I make movies out here in LA, and I have a part that I kind of wrote for you. Would you be interested? And I'm like, oh, that'd be great. Like, I used to be an extra in some movies, so I'd be an extra. And she's like, no, 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 I want you to have a speaking role. I'm like, that sounds great. Yeah, I'll do that. And she says, okay, great. You're in a scene with Colin Farrell. And I'm like, what?
That's
So,
crazy.
so she's got two movies coming out actually, and she wants me to be in both. But then she got to the real question. She goes, the real reason I wanted to talk to you is I want to know, do you want to shoot your movie professionally? And I can't pass that up. That is exactly what I wanted to do. So we started talking about it, and I took my script out of the archives. I haven't really looked at it in a long time. It was only 40 pages, good, solid story, but I had to revise it and make it into a full feature. So I more than doubled the script over the last month. And then, so I wrote the whole story for what's going on. And then I sent it over to her. She's also an award-winning author and director. So she put her professional spin on it and turned it into a real script because I'm not a professional screenwriter, but I wrote the story. So she kind of put the details in there. And so now it's ready, it's ready to be a movie. We have everything in place. We have a very solid script. She tells me that she has all these connections with some actors that she personally knows. And some of my favorite movies of all, well, my favorite movie of all time, a lot of you know who watch my channel at least, is E.T. And I even have an E.T. picture over there. E.T. is
That's
my
awesome.
all-time favorite movie. I saw it in the theaters when I was a little kid, and it really inspired me. And there's a lot of inspiration from that movie in the script that I wrote. Even though it is a horror movie, there's some really solid elements in there that I think are going to, make people have um, a moment where they think about the choices that they make, and that's what the importance is about this movie. It's a horror movie, but it's got a really underlying vegan theme to it. I can't say enough good things about it, and I'm so excited to share it with the world. But she tells me that she has an actor from ET that's willing to be in this, and that is beyond my wildest dreams. I'm so excited about that. We have somebody from Goonies, we have somebody from Platoon, and then somebody from Elf. And I know you were asked. I was talking to you about this the other day, Tino. I did reach out and I did get positive confirmation. We just got to work out the dates because he's very, very slim, very tight window of opportunity for him to, because he's very busy. But everybody's favorite doctor, Dr. Greger, is willing to be in the movie. So he sounds excited about it, but we just got to make it work. So I'm excited about all of that. And I can't say the names of the actual actors yet at this point. Maybe by the time you're watching this video, I would have already announced them. And that is just because the funding, you need to get the right funding to get the agents to release contracts for the actors to be able to do this. So we can't really say the actors are going to do it if that contract not signed, but they're more than willing. They're actually excited to be part of the movie. And I'm excited for that. Other than that, I'm going to be playing a part in it. And so is my dog, Indy, the German Shepherd, who is sitting right next to me here.
That's awesome, man. So, gosh, that's so exciting. So you got people from E.T., Goonies, you mentioned Elf, even Dr. Greger from nutritionfacts.org. Like, this is so exciting. The movie is called A44, correct? A44?
That's correct.
Yeah, I just have so many questions for you, man. So I don't know, like, if this would be spoiling the movie, but maybe you could touch on, if you can, what A44 means, if you have a release day, where this is going to be shot. Like, just kind of give us as much detail of the movie as you can.
Well, originally it was The Vegan Zombie. That was the name of the movie. Essentially, A44 is The Vegan Zombie, but I was told by my crew that we can't name it The Vegan Zombie. And I was kind of bummed out at first, but I totally get it. All the vegans would love to go watch that, but I think the general population, there's a lot of people that you hear the word vegan, they don't want to see it. And this is a good movie, whether you're vegan or not. I want people to watch the movie, watch a good horror movie, and there's going to be that underlying theme where it's going to make you think. So that's the goal. And by calling it A44, what's the first thing you think of when I say A44? So far, everybody I've told that to has pretty much said the same thing. So if it's A44, what, you know really nothing about it. It just gives like a level of intrigue, right? You want to know a little bit more. So I didn't know what I was going to call it when I found out I couldn't call it The Vegan Zombie. So what I did was I just kept writing the rest of the script, and I said maybe as I'm writing it, I'll come up with another name to call it. And as I was writing, there's something in one of the scenes that's very relevant, and that's why it's called A44. Now, I can't give it away right now, but when you watch the movie, you'll say, oh, that makes sense, and I think it's pretty cool. We'll be shooting where my hometown, Syracuse, New York. This is where I grew up. This is where I took a lot of inspiration where the scenes take place. It's in a small, kind of like a farm town with cornfields and, changing seasons and stuff like that. People are going to look at this and say, you can't make a movie for $80,000. That's what the Kickstarter goal is. Completely fair question. We have other funding, other investors that we're looking at to get a total budget of about $350,000, which is still a very low budget major motion picture. The release date is going to be late summer, early fall of next year. That's what we're reaching for. We're going to be filming this in October. It should be a 20-day shoot, something like that, not counting the weekends. And we have a solid script. We have some well-known actors, and we have top-tier representation, which leads to distribution. And that distribution, as long as we don't give them like a garbage piece of movie, it's almost guaranteed to be on Netflix. You can never guarantee theaters, but we have a very high chance to get in theaters. and that's worldwide. So that's what we're aiming for, is to get this in the theaters worldwide, to get the biggest audience to see a vegan themed movie. Because I don't think anybody has made a full vegan themed movie that is widespread like that. That's not like a documentary or something like that. Everything in this movie is going to be vegan. We are only going to feature vegan products, and on set, the catering is going to be vegan. Myself and Brooklyn, the co-director, are both longtime vegans. And here's the good part about this. So I'm trying to like get the message out to the horror fans, but also the vegan community. And I've always tried my best to promote veganism the best way I see fit. And for me, it's always inspiring, educating, entertaining, getting people. And that's what I've done for the past 10 years on the Vegan Zombie channel, is trying to make a fun show that people can go to and then say, wow, this isn't so hard after all, and then start asking the other questions. So now I have an even bigger opportunity to spread awareness in veganism to the world, whoever watches this movie. And when I say that, we really need everybody to go to this Kickstarter and donate, even if you can only donate $1 or $2, and share it, spread the message. Because by saying that, and this is the really cool thing, your dollar is going to support animals and help people directly and indirectly. And when I say that, your dollar goes to the Kickstarter, and let's say out of all of my followers, let's say even like 10 or 20% of them donate just $1, we would almost have our funding right there. Well, we have a big vegan community, right? It's growing every day. It's doubling in size every year. And if everybody just donated $1, we'd have the funds to do this. And this is where you can feel good about your dollar going to help others and stuff. So your dollar indirectly can help others, because the message of the movie is going to make people think, and you're going to get, not everybody, but you're going to get some people that end up going vegan because of the message of the movie, or just because of watching the movie and they liked it. Directly, we are giving, so when a movie is made, there's shares to a movie called points. So everybody gets executive producers, investors, that kind of thing. They get points, and it's kind of like stock. So we're donating a couple points to 2 different animal sanctuaries, meaning that if this movie goes mainstream, think about that. Even if it's a flop, it still gets seen by millions of people. Millions of people means lots of money. And every time this movie makes money, whether it's on cable access or Netflix or whatever network it's on, the movie's going to make money. And every time the movie makes money, the investors make money. And essentially, those 2 farm sanctuaries are investors. So they're going to be paid more than I can ever afford to pay them right now. But as the movie generates money, they're going to be paid for the lifetime of that movie. So essentially, theoretically, those animals could be given funds for the rest of their life on those farms. And the 2 farms that we're using are Tamerlane Farm Sanctuary. I'm good friends with the owners of both of them, which we will be probably filming some of the scenes there at that sanctuary. It's in Montague, New Jersey. And I'm actually wearing their shirt right now. You can see that. And also Mockingbird Sanctuary, which we are kind of part of. John is the one who goes there a lot and does stuff. We're on the board there. I've done a few videos there as well. And they're in Byron, New York. So I feel good about that. I feel good about directly helping the animals and helping others, and spreading the message worldwide, potentially. So it's so much more than just making someone's dream come true. It's an altruistic adventure here, and we need the help of everybody. Like I never ask for anything. If you watch my videos, I hate asking for help, but this is bigger than me. This is bigger than just the movie. This is about finally making a movie come to the mainstream media, the mainstream population, and delivering a vegan message in a very palatable way. And when I say that, there's a lot of people that don't like that hear the word vegan. So I'm doing this in a way where they're going to watch the movie. There's going to be certain things that come up. I don't want to give it away, but it's going to be inevitable where there's just going to be a point where they're going to be like, oh, I never thought of it like that. Or, maybe they have, but
Right.
it's too much of a message. Like, I just wanted to like hit them, not of an in your face way, but hit them in a way where, the movie's over with and they're like, all right, let's not go to Burger King for dinner after this. Let's go somewhere else, I mean, that's the goal. Just, you can't force everybody to change. You can't force anybody to change their mind, but you can put inspiration in there and you can make people think. So that's what the whole thing is about.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I encourage everyone to at least, if they can, donate $1 because that's the power of like if we could get just everyone donating $1, the funding's going to be met. Now, just so you know, I'm not BSing you. Like I put down $50. I'm about to up it to another 50 because this is something that I personally really believe in. Oh wow, I think lightning
Is that
just
thunder?
struck. Yeah, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Sorry. But
It's saying, come on, help donate for this movie, make it happen. Thank you for your donation too. I appreciate that.
oh, dude. So yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is like I really believe in this because you have to like everyone has to do their part, and then you're using your creative side to produce something for the masses. Like not everybody at the end of the day is gonna watch Forks Over Knives, What the Health, Earthlings, Cowspiracy. People need the message tailored specifically for everyone. And I think this is great. If you guys think about it, like movies like Babe, 101 Dalmatians, like those movies, while they're not advocating veganism directly, they made you think. It built compassion in you for Babe, for the Dalmatians. Like you wanted them to be saved at the end of the day. And I'm not saying like your movies like Babe or anything like that, but it's just the power of that movies have to spark thought and emotion in people.
Well, I mean, look at Babe. I mean, it made James Cromwell go vegan, and he's a big time actor, and he's promoted that ever since.
So has like a movie like because yours is horror based. It's not like Babe, which I guess is more like I don't know what you would categorize it, but like has a movie like this ever been made where like the whole like even the all the props are going to be vegan, like it's going to have a integrated vegan message. Like, has something ever been
From
done
my
like this?
research, I don't think so. The closest that I know of off the top of my head would be like Rob Zombie. He's vegan, so he uses all vegan things. But there's really no vegan message in his movies. They're just like horror movies, which I love them. But this one actually has the message, and everything in the movie is also going to be, and that's great too because we're going to give the chance for vegan companies, like smaller vegan companies. Let's face it, they always get snubbed when like movies come out. Movies don't usually feature their kind of products. They feature big name brand products, and we want to give the chance for the vegan companies to feature their products because we do have a scene or two where we're in like a grocery store and there's going to be those choices what my character's picking up and stuff like that. So that's huge too.
Yeah, I mean, I know there's like certain actors will demand, catering, vegan catering for them or vegan cosmetics like makeup and stuff like that. But I think it's just so cool that you're scaling this to like the whole set. I think that is really cool.
Initially, they were kind of like, what? But now they're actually embracing it and they're excited to basically be vegan for a month. I mean, the food is going to be catered like gourmet, delicious vegan food. So I'm not worried about nobody's going to be like lacking anything because we're going to have like good food there. They're just going to start eating some different food and they're going to see, oh, wow, this is, maybe feeling better. Maybe, I'm trying some new foods that I've never tried before, giving it a chance. So hopefully we can make a few vegans out of some of the crew members as well. And again, like I just want to say, like you said just now, like if every vegan or even if 10% of the vegan population donated $1, like that's the change you could find in your car or your couch, $1 to this project, we would be funded and we can make this movie. And I mean, you see how excited I am this, but I'm also kind of nervous because if we don't get funded, everything I just told you is not going to happen. And I don't even really know where to go from there because I'm so excited about this. I know the impact it can have. And I guess we're just going to have to keep fundraising for it, and it's going to be backed up a couple more years because right now we're looking at fall 2019. If we have to do it all over, it could be 2020, 2021, and I don't know. Like it's Kickstarter is the kind of thing where you have to meet your goal. If you don't meet your goal, everybody that back you don't get anything. It never takes it out of your account. So everybody that back, they never get charged. And it's like it never happened.
Right. So get on it, people. Just $1. That's all you need to do.
Weird phenomenon that people were talking about in the chats that it's kind of weird because a lot of people have seen this, but a lot of people are excited about it, and a lot of people are just kind of like sitting back waiting for other people to go in and do it. When we need everybody to just go to the page and donate $1 or more if you can, but if you can't, $1 and then share it. Tell your friends about it. If you know somebody else like Tino here that does podcasts or YouTube shows that can spread the message. And again, we're on a very close deadline because we only have 30 days to do it. And I think we only have like 24, 25 days left. We're like five days in right now.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if there's something you believe in, you got to take action. You cannot just sit back and watch. Like, take action. Like, if it's something you believe in, go for it. So anyway, I'm going to have, like I said before, all of the Kickstarter information linked up in the show notes on bananiac.com, or people, if you're watching on YouTube, just check out the description down below. Yeah, just want to, I guess, wrap this up because we've talked about a lot of the details of the movie, and I'm sure more is going to come out as time goes on. I'm just curious, have you ever directed anything like this or have acted in movies or shows outside of YouTube before?
Yeah, other than YouTube, well, I mean, I kind of started doing film when I was like younger. I never did it professional ever. When I grew up, my dad, even before I was born, my dad had a movie camera. So, and it wasn't professional, it was just like a Super 8 camera. And he always did very creative movies with me and my brother and my neighborhood friends as we were growing up. So when I was 16, and I kind of say this in my Kickstarter video, but when I was 16 years old, we got to remember when I was 16, there was no such thing as the internet or cell phones or anything like that. I saved up all my money for my summer job while my friends were buying cars. I bought a camcorder because I wanted to document everything and make movies and stuff like that. So I would go around and make mainly horror movies, but they turned out not to be scary. They ended up being funny and corny. And then I started to do YouTube. And so the most I've directed are some of my YouTube videos, but I do have a few of them where it's more of a bigger production. Like there are a few videos that I did with I had an assistant director and we had makeup artists and we had like 16 to 20 extras come out to be painted up as zombies and stuff like that. And we used a mall after hours. In one of the scenes, we used an old movie theater in another one. And it was like a 16-hour shoot. So I do have experience as far as that goes, but professionally, no. I used to be an extra when I lived in New York City. So I was an extra in some movies. And I was on some big movies like The Interpreter. That's probably the biggest movie, The Interpreter, with Sean Penn and Nicole Kidman. And I watched Sidney Pollack direct it. So my thing, you get paid just a little bit of money and, you don't really do much at all as an extra. No speaking lines or anything like that. But what I was interested in is watching everything that was going on, how the director directed, how the lighting was, where the actors went to their marks, that kind of thing. So I did that for a little bit, and then I haven't done it again for over probably almost 15 years. And I just did another one about a couple months ago back in May here in Syracuse. They had one, and I was on set for like 9 hours waiting. And then I did a really quick scene where I just rode my bike past the camera. But it was cool seeing how the cameras were set up and everything.
But I mean, are you nervous at all? Because this is huge,
Yeah,
it is. And you're going to be the main character too, right?
The lead character. It is and it isn't. I think if you asked me this question 2 or 3 years ago, I would be really nervous if I would be able to pull it off. But now I've been in front of the camera on YouTube and the Vegan Zombie. And it really, at least as far as being on camera and talking in front of people has really boosted my confidence because I used to be so stage fright you wouldn't even recognize me on stage from where I am now. And that's pretty much by just doing it over and over in front of the camera and posting them to YouTube. I never intended even to be on YouTube because when I started YouTube, I had my friend John as the host of the show because I didn't want to do it. But then things started to change and he kind of didn't have any time to do it anymore, and I kind of made not the analogy, but I realized at the time that if I didn't do something such as get myself in front of the camera, then I was about to lose everything I worked hard for with my channel. So I did that. I overcame my fears, I guess.
Yeah, I think the power of YouTube and just being in front of a camera, it helps you build confidence. I guess like in a way it does prepare you for something like that. Like I know for me, just what I've gotten out of YouTube, I used to be a huge introvert. I still am. I was super shy. Like I remember in public speaking class, like I, I could barely say words in front of an audience. But now, like I feel like it's helped me so much, and so I can kind of relate in that way. But still, being on a set, like on a professional movie, it's like a whole different level. But I'm sure you'll do great, man.
Well, I mean, it's a small production, so it's not like I'm up on stage somewhere. Like we're gonna know everybody there.
Right.
There's not gonna be a huge amount of people in the scenes, and I'm gonna get to meet them beforehand. So I'm not as nervous as like I would have been, like I said a couple of years ago. I've already met one of the actors before. I almost slipped and said who it was. So yeah, if you search through my old videos on my second channel, you might figure that out. But I'm not going to say anything more.
Let's close this out by just tell us like where people. You mentioned the Kickstarter. Like, how can people get in contact with you if they want to help promote this, and just yeah, and people get in touch with you?
Yeah, through all my social media. Probably the best way is through my website, theveganzombie.com. We have a contact fill out form there. You can contact me on. It goes right to my email.
And then also I want to say, like with the Kickstarter, there's perks, right? Like it's not like just people donating. People will actually get something out of it. So do you want to like touch upon that a little bit?
Yeah, there's several different perks on the side. Anything from just getting like a copy of the script all the way to getting like, a streaming online view of the movie before it comes out in the movie extras. And then the higher up that you can get your name in the credits. You could actually be in the movie as a zombie extra. And then I think the highest one we have is like a producer credit. So your name will be on there as a producer of the movie. And again, if you know anybody that any potential bigger investors, send them our way. This is a great project to have your name on. Again, we have everything in place to have a successful movie, except for the funding, which isn't how it always is. So hopefully, if this movie gets out to the masses, people will like it. It does have a potential to be a sequel or a series. I would love to be able to do like a Netflix series after this if it goes well, and that's totally possible. Like if it does well, Netflix might say, hey, we want to give you the funding to do the next one, and then we don't have to do a Kickstarter ever again. So this means a lot, and like think about the potential there to get that vegan message out as well as like a good entertaining movie.
Yeah, there you go, because that's continuous like exposure to the message, and like yeah, I mean, like it's a long-term thing, so that's great. That's awesome. You're thinking about that, and that it has the potential. So yeah, I highly encourage people to go on the Kickstarter, find the perks that are best suited for you, and do what you can to help fund this movie and make it happen, man. That's so exciting. Like I wish you the best of luck, and
Thank you.
yeah, I hope this happens, man. Like this is
I
so
hope
exciting.
so too.
And real quick, I got a question for you. Since the last time we talked, we were talking more about like diet, and you were transitioning to a whole food plant-based diet. Could you update us and like let us know how everything has been going?
Yeah, I feel great. I'm still at the same weight that I was, and I've changed it up a little bit in that I have like added things that I wasn't eating in the first couple months, such as like avocado, some nuts, and I've cheated only like a couple times going out to dinner or something like that. Nothing crazy, nothing like completely processed or anything. I did do a taste test video the other day with the new Aldi products, but I only took a little piece of each thing that I tasted. But for the most part, yeah, I'm sticking with the diet as far as I don't eat anything with oil in it. I will do sodium, but not like high sodium. Like I don't add salt or like high sodium foods. But what I usually do is I'll put salsa as like a condiment on like whatever I'm making. But yeah, I'm feeling great, and I actually got my buddy to do it too, and I can't wait to do that update video with him. But for you guys, I'll just tell you, he went from like completely non-vegan all his life to straight up Esselstyn diet, and he's been on it since around the 4th of July. So about a month and a half. He's lost over 30 pounds. I can't wait to show you guys him on video. He's feeling great. He just got his blood work done yesterday, so he'll know the results in the next couple of days. But by the time you're watching this, it probably already would have happened.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, whole food, plant-based eating is like where it's at, and I'm so happy that you're on it and you're seeing results. You were able to lower your cholesterol even as a longtime vegan, so awesome stuff, man. Well, hey, good luck again with everything with the campaign. Really hope this happens, because I see the importance of what you're doing, and I really appreciate that. So keep it up, man. Keep it up.